picturesque for an enthralling T20 encounter. Fans. Bangladesh were on top, reducing Afghanistan to 52 for 4. Then a batting blitz from the ageless Mohammad Nabi and young gun Azmatullah Omarzai lifted the visitors to 154. Bangladesh had a poor start, slipping to 64 for 4. At this stage, two young men, Tawhid Ridoy and Shamim Hussain, decided to rise to the challenge. Ridoy, which means heart in Bangla, was the brave heart in the run chase as Bangladesh were almost home, needing just 6 from the last over. Karim Jannat provided a spectacular turnaround with a hat-trick. 2 runs were needed off the last 2 balls. But the number 10, Shariful Islam, helped Bangladesh pull off a nerve-wracking win. Who will have the bragging rights on Super Sunday as we head to the climax of the riveting contest between the two teams? Oh, what a cliffhanger, what a match we had, the first one. Good evening and welcome to everyone. This is the second T20 International between Bangladesh and Afghanistan. It's the Walton Bangladesh versus Afghanistan T20 International Series 2023, powered by Ice Cream, live from the beautiful, stunning Civet International Cricket Stadium. It's finishing off tonight. That was the schedule for the series, the only test match which Bangladesh dominated and won by a very big margin. But Afghanistan came back strongly, the first 2 ODIs going their way and also wrapping up the series 2-1. Yes, Bangladesh did win the third one, beg your pardon, by 7 wickets. But what about the first T20 International? The Bangladesh winning right at the end by 2 wickets. All eyes will be on the skipper, Rashid Khan, who would need to be among the wickets. Karim Jannat Vini, who nearly turned the game on its head. Mohammad Nabi, Jonathan Trott, and how about Shakib Al Hasan? He's got everybody in that frame of mind where they're willing to put their hands up and go and perform to the best of their abilities. A little while earlier, toss happened, and let's go down with HD Ackerman.
So these two teams have been going at each other now for the best part of a month. We've had test match, we've had ODI series, and now we come down to this final T20 International. With me in the middle, Shakib Al Hasan, the captain of Bangladesh, Rashid Khan, the captain of Afghanistan, and our match referee is Niamur Rashid. Welcome, gentlemen. Shakib, you got the coin. Heads is the call. It's a tail. Rashid, what you going to do first?
Oh,
Shakib,
we'll
excuse me. Excuse me?
Field first.
You're going to field first. The reason behind that?
There is no such reason, to be honest. We'd like to chase. Looks to me a good wicket. So hopefully, whatever the runs they put on, we can chase it down.
Since 2021, you've beaten England, you've beaten Australia, you've beaten New Zealand in T20 cricket. What has seen Bangladesh T20 performances improve so significantly?
It's still a long way to go, I think. If we talk about 24 World Cup, so that's in our target. So to do that, we have to keep on improving ourselves. At this moment, we are going really well, but we have to continue this momentum because T20 is all about momentum.
Absolutely. What about changes to your side?
Yeah, we got 2 changes. Unfortunately, Ronnie Talukdar, he hurt his shoulder, so Afif Hussain came in place of him, and Shariful Islam having a break. Hassan Mahmood playing.
All right. All the best for tonight.
Thank you.
Rashid, are you happy to have a bat first here?
Well, it doesn't rain in the ground remains, yeah, it is hard, but at the same time, you have those skills to use. You have the experience you have to bring that in the game as well at that time when there is no support from the wicket in the ground, but at the same time that experience you have playing lots of cricket of T20s, I think that really helps, and definitely that will really help today as well, and we'll try my best to utilize that and play the good cricket.
Your men had a practice yesterday. Tell me a little bit about what you spoke to them about to try and overturn the other result on Friday.
Well, nothing much difference. We just need to play the natural game we have, and it's just about don't forget what the basics we can do right, and it's all about the basic. Once you do that right, I feel the better result come out. But it's just about adjusting to the condition as soon as possible and taking a little bit time. And still, it's 120 balls to bat, and but more about is just focusing on keep playing your natural game and make sure you enjoy.
What about changes to your side?
Yeah, we have one change. Farid Malik misses out, and debutant Wafadar Mohammad is.
Fantastic. All the best for tonight.
Thank you so much.
Right, so the news from the middle. It's Bangladesh. They've won the toss. They're going to bowl first. Right, bowl first. Interesting. This surface has got, it's a bit patchy, to be honest. There's some green areas, which I think will make sure that there's some carry, and there's a bit of pace, which is great. The biggest concern for the players this evening is really going to be the dew factor. The bowlers struggle to hold the ball. The surface, I think, is a really good one. I wouldn't be surprised if it's about 160, 165. That might be a competitive total. But all in all, I think we're in for a cracker.
We've known in selected International Cricket Stadium is jam-packed. It's already chock-a-block. No surprises here because it was a cracker of a match. I've got Ahmed Farhad Fidai to tell us a little bit more about Afghanistan team.
Thank you. Explosive opening pair, stability out in the middle. Nabi has been in the form, Najibullah Sadran, but it's good to see Wafadar Moman, who will get to have his T20 international debut after the test debut he had for Afghanistan. He is going to for his 51st to represent Afghanistan in the T20I. What a moment.
All right, Bangladesh have made two changes. In comes Hassan Mahmood, the seamer, and also Afif. He's just up the order. I'm not too sure whether he's going to open or not. We'll have to wait and see because he might be right at the top of the order. Lichon and Shanto, Shakib. What about those two young guns, Ridoy and Shamim? Yes, they have a job in their hands, especially the bowlers because they're bowling first here. The two openers are walking their way in to the middle. Ramanullah Gobas. We've heard about him through Jonathan Trott that the longer he bats, it's Afghanistan chances of winning matches are more and more. Hazratullah Zazai can be devastating with the bat. Have a look at that best of 162, an unbeaten 162. Would you believe it? In a T20 international, that's what he can do. The kind of damage that he can do. So they'll need to be at their best because they're already one down. They're up against Taskin Ahmed, who's really worked so hard on his fitness, closing in on his 50th T20 international wicket. Yeah, he can be a touch expensive, but what is important for Bangladesh that he is also a wicket taker. That's the weather. It's very humid. 82% humidity. We just hope that the clouds are just around, but not really on the top of the stadium. Sharfadullah Ibn Shoaid Shoikat, umpire, probably waiting for a minute. And we see everybody, especially the fans, will be eager because what a contest we saw. The first T20 international nearly changed the game on its head. Kareem Jannat picking up that hat-trick in the very last over. Right. In comes Taskin Ahmed. Straight away runs. Open spaces is off the mark with a couple of runs, so you need to be. Because if you look at the field set for the right-hander, there is a mid-on, but there is a big gap between the fielder at mid-on and short fine. There's no one covering that area. So tap it, run. A good start for Ramanullah.
I wonder it will be the same for the entirety of the innings, because Rahmanullah Gurbaz is not going to constantly just stab it. He's going to start going off to the bowler.
That's well bowled. It's a bit of a shape there. It's the early overs. Yes, I think you're right, but as an opener, you've got to be absolutely 100% sure, because we saw him earlier on before the match. We saw Rahmanullah Gurbaz trying to hit sixes on those pitches right next to this, just a couple of pitches away from where the match is being held. So maybe the idea is, yes, you would want to go and hit sixes, but you also would want to get a bit of a time, because you don't want to go and try to hit sixes right from the word go, and you never know. You miss it one, you're back in the hut. And we call the wide it is.
Well, Taskin Ahmed has developed a very deceptive, slower delivery. It's very hard to pick off the hand. And he's got the fielder at the deep square leg and at the third man region. Remember, in the first T20I, he got Rahmanullah Gurbaz foxed for a slower ball. And that's very difficult to pick as a batter when you watch him bowl that delivery. And he bowls it up front, so he doesn't wait long to bowl that delivery.
It's well bowled. Patches of green you can see, but there are also a bit of a bare patches. It is the grass which has been nicely rolled in. It's hard. It should be very good for batting, because once you see this, and once what we saw in that first T20 international, the ball was coming on nicely onto the bat. And going back to the point that you make, Fidai, I completely agree with you, because you want to take the pace off the ball. And have a look at the distance. 72 meters. Long off, 68 long on, 64 mid-wicket. There you go. There, and he's got away with it. That is a biggie.
As cleanly as he would have wanted, it was an edge that flew for a maximum long six away from the reach of the fielder who's been placed there at the third man region.
Well, the scoreboard will show 6. Doesn't really matter how it comes, but it'll play in the mind of the batter. I can tell you that. Oh, this time it's a short one. He wants it himself, and he takes it. Wicket number 50 in T20 International, and it has come in the very first over.
Yeah, Rahmanullah Gurbaz once again becoming so much impatient. And look at the cheer, the crowd, enjoying it to the maximum. What a wicket this is. It got so quick on Rahmanullah Gurbaz, not able to connect. And straight into the hands of Taskin Ahmed, who claims the catch for his 50th wicket in the T20I. What a milestone and what a player he is for Bangladesh. Rahmanullah Gurbaz departs to making only 8. Afghanistan are 9 for 1.
The similar kind of shot. Good over, really good over. A wicket in that over. Afghanistan 9 for 1. He's a wicket taker. He bowls with some serious space. And they made a couple of changes. He's one of them, Hassan Mahmood. Shariful Islam being rested. The left arm seamer. They have now the liberty of
now Hassan Mahmood, that I have followed, is a really good death over bowler which Bangladesh will want to bang on.
Well, he's opening the bowling here for Bangladesh. So they're looking at different options. How to use someone like Hassan Mahmood. They know how he bowls at the death. That's the one that went all the way down. That's the very next delivery. He's trying to hit a big one. Top edge. Done and dusted. Clever. Yeah, maybe a little bit too far for him to reach out. Lovely delivery. He's getting this lovely shape away from the right-hander. So not only is good at the dead while trying to bowl the Yorkers, but he has the ability, the skills to move the white new ball.
Yeah, absolutely. A very skillful bowler. And bowling in partnership with Taskin Ahmed, who's already given the breakthrough to Bangladesh. It always plays in the mind when you already have put the opposition one down. So all of a sudden the game changes. It's these small moments that you capitalize on as a team. And you continue on and win the game.
Again, the bounce. Yes, a little bit wide. But it looked like the batter, Ibrahim Zadran, went fishing again. So it's going to be interesting to see. Once the ball is doing that much, yes, they have a slip in place. Do you get another slip in or not?
He premeditated his shot in the first T20I. He saw the ball, that pitch shorter, and he thought that he would be able to clear the area because there was no one in the deep. But at times you get edgy and you give away your wicket. Throw it straight into the hands of the wicketkeeper or to the first slip. So it's very important that he's done his homework on that, and he doesn't get. This is how he gave it away. He said he thought that there was already a chance, and he premeditated that shot. So early on the shot.
Yeah, intentionally. Aboard, it's the bounce. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I feel not a bad idea to get a second slip in place. Even the ball before the last delivery, it was bounce and pace. And there is the shape, which is moving away from the right-hander. He's bowled well. He's bowled single wide, but he's hitting the right areas. As well as on Shanto, he's in the slip. Have a look at that delivery. It's a beauty to finish the over. It's a 1-1 for 1.